We're good.
Come on in.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Katia. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What's your name?
My name is Tatiana.
Katia, nice to meet you. Have a seat. Okay. So good morning.
Good morning.
I'll be your nutrition counselor today. Today I'm going to be asking you some questions about your eating patterns, and we will also be creating a SMART goal later on in the session.
Cool.
Have you ever met with a nutrition counselor before?
No.
No? Okay. So as a peer nutrition educator, I can provide you nutrition education on 3 topics, which include eating on a budget, reading a nutrition label, and eating a balanced diet. Do any of these 3 topics sound interesting to you?
Yes.
Which one?
I think eating on a budget.
Eating on a budget. Wonderful. I'll make a note of this as we talk today.
Okay.
I want you to know that at any time, if you feel uncomfortable, we can stop, so just let me know. My peer is going to observe me.
Hi.
And take notes about what I'm doing, and Professor George will be the only one viewing this information. I will need your consent in order to move forward. If you could just take a look at this interview agreement and provide a signature for me.
Oh, I had to print it, and I always do it in a wrong way.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
So I'm going to start today by asking you a few questions to give me a better idea of some challenges or support that might exist in your routine related to your eating patterns. Just a few simple questions first. What year or grade are you here at SF State?
Senior.
And do you live on or off campus?
Off campus.
And how is your commute time?
It's about 45 minutes.
Okay, and then do you commute by car or public transit?
Public transit.
Okay. So the next questions will be more food focused. How often do you buy meals and or snacks out on campus or at restaurants?
I would say pretty much every day. I have school 5 times a week, so I buy some small meals pretty much every time I'm here.
Okay. And how often do you buy just meals on a typical weekend?
Not too often.
And how often do you buy just snacks during the week?
I think maybe 2-3 times a week.
Okay. Just going to take a moment to tally this. So now we're going to be moving on to conducting a 24-hour recall. We will be talking about the foods and beverages, snacks and nibbles that you had yesterday, starting from the time you woke up until you went to sleep. We will be following a 3-pass system. First, I will ask you to share a quick list of what you ate yesterday, and then I will have you add in the details, and then I will review everything with you. While you are providing details, I want you to use some of these common objects, which I'm going to grab.
Cool.
These common objects, you can use these to kind of jog your memory and get a sense of different measurements. I don't know if you had any of these.
Yum.
appetizing. Looks like some cake, some bread.
That looks really good.
Okay. All right, so are you ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay. So what was the first item you had to eat or drink yesterday, and about what time?
I think my first meal was at 8 a.m. and I had cottage cheese. I had some dried apricots. I had some honey. I had a coffee, and I had a banana.
And where were you?
At home.
At home. Okay.
Then I didn't really eat anything for lunch. I did had a snack. I had chocolate, grapes, and that was about probably 1 p.m.
Okay.
And then I had a burger at about 5 p.m. And I think I had crackers later on with some cheese. And I had a little ice cream.
Okay.
That was about maybe 9 p.m.
Okay. And the crackers and cheese, do you remember around what time that was?
I think it was maybe about 7 p.m.
And going back to the chocolate and grapes, where were you?
In a car.
In okay. And the burger?
Outside. Restaurant.
At a restaurant, okay.
Mhm.
And the crackers and cheese?
Home.
Home.
I know.
And home for the ice cream. Okay. Perfect. So it looks like we have everything here. I just want to go back in and add some details about amounts. So going back to yesterday morning, you had cottage cheese. Do you remember the brand and the amount you had?
It was homemade. I think it was about probably the size of a cup.
Half a cup?
Mhm.
And the dried apricots?
I think I had like 3-4 pieces.
Okay. And honey?
I remember I used about like a 1 tablespoon.
About 1 tablespoon. And coffee?
It was a small cup. Maybe actually like 2 of this. Like this.
Okay.
I guess it's not a small cup anymore.
Okay. So maybe 16 ounces?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 50 milliliters.
Okay. And then you said a banana.
Yes, just 1 banana.
And then the chocolate and grapes at 1 p.m.
Yes, correct. Chocolate, it was a little square, not square, triangle, So, not even know. Well, it was, I guess it was like a half of it.
Okay. So just one piece?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you remember the brand?
It was from Trader Joe.
Okay. And then the grapes.
Grapes. So I bought it from a farmer's market, and it was big grapes. I think it was like almost size like this bowl. It had
Oh,
like
wow.
about maybe 5, 6 pieces.
Okay. I guess this is, okay. And then the burger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think the beef patty was like that. Here you go. So I guess the beef patty was like that. I had a bun, but I had only half of it,
Okay.
so I did not eat the top, the very fluffy part of it.
Okay.
I did not have any cheese. And it was only tomatoes, lettuce, and mushrooms.
Tomato slices. Do you remember how many slices?
Just one.
Just one. And then mushrooms. Do you know how the mushrooms were prepared?
I think they were fried.
And do you know about how much?
Was enough to cover the beef patty.
Okay. And then the crackers and cheese.
I believe it was a Trader Joe's multi-grain crackers, and I had about 5 pieces. And for cheese, probably had like maybe this size, yeah.
Little slice of cheese. Okay. And then the ice cream.
So the ice cream was like more popsicle,
Okay.
not really dairy based. Was from Trader Joe.
You said it was not dairy based?
No.
Okay. And from Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
And the size?
It was very small. I think it was like a little stick.
Okay.
Maybe like along like this pen, and
Okay.
maybe like 3 of this pens white.
Okay. Perfect. And is there anything else that you can recall, or do you think this is everything from yesterday?
I think that's it.
Okay, perfect. And would you say this is a usual day for you in terms of food and drink?
Not really.
No?
It was a Sunday.
Okay, perfect. So we're almost done. I'm just gonna quickly review everything with you, just to make sure we have everything. So at 8 a.m. at home, you had half a cup of cottage cheese, homemade, 3 to 4 pieces of dried apricots, 1 tablespoon of honey, 16 ounces of coffee, and a banana. Then at 1 p.m. in the car, you had 1 piece of Trader Joe's chocolate and 5 to 6 ping pong ball size grapes from the farmer's market. And at 5 p.m. at a restaurant, you had a burger with 1 beef patty, half of a bun, 1 slice of tomato, and then fried mushrooms, about enough to cover the patty. And then at 7 p.m. at home, you had 5 pieces of crackers, Trader Joe's multigrain, and a slice of cheese. And then 9 p.m. at home, you had a non-dairy popsicle from Trader Joe's, the width of 3 of these pens, and then the length of 1 pen. Perfect. Alrighty. Okay, great. So thank you so much for sharing all that information with me. Just as a review, the nutrition topic you chose today was eating on a budget. Is this still something you're interested in?
Yes.
Great. So my mentor has reviewed the information that I'm going to share with you related to your selected topic. And what I would like for us to do now is to think about the topic you selected and the information you shared, and we'll start to work together to create a SMART goal for the level of change that you indicate. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And the most successful lifestyle changes occur when you make the goal SMART and you understand your level of motivation and readiness to meet this goal. So to get a better idea of how ready you are to make a change, we're going to use this picture of a ruler. I'm just going to get this stuff out of the way real quick. So if you look at this ruler, it goes from 1 to 10. If 1 is not ready at all and 10 is ready, where do you think you are on this scale in terms of making a change?
I think 4.
4, okay. Thank you so much for answering that question about your readiness. From your response, it appears that you are in a stage of uncertainty, but also readiness, and this is a very common stage of change. Could I take a moment and provide you a little nutrition education on your topic about
Sure.
eating on a budget? Wonderful. So here's this handy dandy little pamphlet about eating on a budget. I'll just quickly review this with you. So let me just get over here so a good idea is to plan out all your meals and snacks for the week. So if you have any favorite recipes or snacks, you can plan ahead. Write everything down and then make a grocery list. And then when you go to the grocery list, it's a good idea to stay with your list and not deviate from it. Grocery stores also provide really great information on the sales tag, so it can show you the price differences per item. And here's some examples here. You can see the price difference for these 2 items. And then as you're, when you're at home preparing for the week, you can choose a day that works best for you and maybe set aside a few hours and just prep all your food for the week, whatever works for you, or maybe spread it out a couple of days during the week.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and you can cook in large batches as well. Yeah, so here's this for you. You can take that with you. So after hearing some of the information I just shared with you, do you see any links to your diet patterns?
I definitely think that I can implement some of the things and probably cut my expenses in food during the week. I think I can, start thinking about doing a bigger grocery.
Okay. Perfect. So with that in mind, let's think about creating a goal, something that that you can follow, so you can follow these budget planning guidelines.
Sure, sounds
if it
good.
works for your schedule. So, is there anything that you can think of as far as the goal goes?
Maybe I should really make a plan what I'm gonna cook so I don't get bored and I have food ready to go. I just probably need to dedicate more time for that. And maybe I should just go to discover different stores that provide better pricing.
Okay. So let's see if we can streamline that goal. Let's see.
Create a menu.
You want to create a menu.
Maybe find a store that provides cheaper products.
Create a menu and find a store with cheaper products.
Earthquake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And let's see how we can make this measurable and attainable. So, creating a menu and finding a store with cheaper products. Is there a timeline you want to try to accomplish that?
I think I can start with giving myself 30 minutes on the weekend extra
Okay.
to think about my menu.
Great. So, and how would you like to, or when would you like to start implementing this goal?
So this weekend I'm busy with my projects. Maybe I can do it next week.
Perfect. I think that's when Thanksgiving break
Almost.
starts
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, so I'll mention that. Might have some time off. Okay. Sounds like a great goal. So just to reiterate